Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the live cast for the Elite Mod 1v1 tournament. We have just seen Game 1 played live, ringside seats, watching Aimstrong and Maccaronni go up against each other on Semwa in this round 3 game. It's been pretty cool actually, and actually for the first time running in observer mode shoutcast, it actually went pretty well. We've had feedback from both players. They've said they experienced no lag or anything like that, so that's gone quite well for them. Do let us know in the chat what you think about it. It is obviously it's a little different, but hopefully it's a good experience as well. Despite the fact that there is fog of war on, unfortunately, we did try a lot of things to try and get around that, as Fatal mentioned earlier, but unfortunately, just wasn't possible within the game. But
just too unstable.
Yeah, too unstable.
I've had it working pre-Steam servers or whatever, pre-Steam version of Competitive Heroes. It was possible in the code to make it work with scar coding and everything, but now it's just sync errors are all over the place, very unstable, and this is what we got to work with, so this is what it's gonna be. So it's going to be, this best of 3 between Aimstrong and Maccaronni is going to be completely and utterly live. So whatever you take away from this saying, there's fog of war, so it's not live. No, it's still live. It doesn't really matter if it's a fog of war or not, because the game is being played now, which technically is live, so you can't really take anything away from it. It would be nice to get the fog of war away, so you didn't have to, see only the major battles between the two players. You could watch around in the early games of capping and whatnot. But for people who have been watching Competitive Heroes for ages, the capping orders on Semwa, it's not really that interesting. So there's nothing really to add with taking the fog of war away, really.
No. But it does make it a bit more exciting as well. So we're gonna head now into game 2. It's gonna be Maccaronni versus Aimstrong once again. They're gonna be on the opposite sides now. I will be following Maccaronni once again, but this time from the Wehrmacht side. So last time talked mainly about differences in the US side of things. And this time hopefully I'll be able to show you some of the big changes that have happened with the Wehrmacht side of things as well. So that should be a lot of fun. So I'm going to take you guys to the game as we load into the match right now. And here we go. So we're back on the field of Semwa. Nighttime Semwa. Very edgy.
Nighttime Semwa.
The suspense.
The way it's meant to be played. The shirt stood for the entire game, last game,
did,
even though
actually.
It was a hell of a game.
It was a hell of a game.
The shirt didn't go down. What happened?
There was not enough artillery.
I'm pretty sure the KT could have one-shotted that shirt, because it was surely one-shotting everything else, so why not the shirt?
Yeah, I promise, I didn't touch the KT. You can check the files. But that KT was nuts.
KT.
It like just did one-shotting units all over the place. It was crazy.
Yeah, Ranger, Rifle, Engineer, all 3 men, 1 shot.
Yeah, that was a
Brutal.
Vet 3 rifle as well.
Brutal! Now the Vet 3 rifle went on a retreat on 1 man, I think. Because it was 2 squads retreating or something like that. And one of them was the Vet 3. Yeah, was the Vet 3 and it was only 1 guy. But yeah, he sniped the Vet 3 guy on retreat. From like maximum range. With a KT gun.
Crazy.
Pretty impressive. 4ES for Aimstrong.
4ES, he's doing the 4ES again. Brings back memories, bad memories mainly, because he knocked me out of the tournament, but...
I need to update the scoreboard, I think.
I'm
watching the stream here. Not sure if you can do that now.
Yep, we're now 1-0 to Aimstrong, and of course they've now switched sides.
I love Twitch, I can't even watch our own stream without buffering constantly. Yeah, what the hell? My own
sorry,
channel
guys.
can't even watch that.
Until a competitor comes along and forces Twitch to actually up its game a little bit, we're stuck with them, unfortunately, and all of the wonderful quality that entails. I've not dropped a single frame yet, so any lag you're getting is unfortunately server side.
It's basically like this since they had some form of a server side update late December, I think. 20th or so, maybe. I can't remember exact date, but somewhere late December. They did some form of a server-side update. And since then, before that, Twitch would, if you watched it at 1080p or, source quality, whatever they were streaming at, sometimes I get lag, I get some buffering and whatnot. I could just turn it down a little bit. Now, if I watch it at 360p, which is like Legos playing on my screen. It still buffers every 10 seconds. What am I supposed to do about that? Okay, I'll try rerouting it through other servers, whatnot, this and that. Nothing helps. It's just constantly buffering, lagging, crashing. Twitch just went straight down since this server-side update. And if you read about the server-side update, it actually says that it's supposed to get rid of the buffering problem, but for me, it just added it instead of getting rid of it. So that didn't work.
Yeah, that's very, very annoying. So we have our first engagements here. We've got, again, a bit of wire. Maccaronni trying to put down some wire here at the bridge, but the engineers beat him to the punch. So that 4ES means now we're facing just an awful lot of infantry all over the place. I'm looking at my map now. If I was Maccaronni, I'd be a little bit frightened right now. It's like, where are all these units coming from? We've got one engineer, I think, is going to run straight into this MG, going for the cutoff here. MG's going to set up, probably going to pin that squad. But we have these two Volks are kind of trapped now behind this rifleman squad. Although I don't really know who's trapping who. Are the Volks trapping the rifles, or are the rifles trapping the Volks?
Well, the rifles have a free retreat path through the center, so I'm pretty
true.
sure that's going to be okay. But at the same time, Fuel getting harassed outside of the German base.
Very
annoying.
Fuel harass there.
Instant Fuel harass from Aimstrong, and he didn't walk around no wire. He cut that shit. With the 4ES, you get some massive capping power in the early game, but, the rifles are starting to hit the field for Aimstrong as well, so he's looking good right now. Get a few flamers in the mix.
Now, Maccaronni is doing something that I don't really recommend. Some players, they don't bother going, they don't try and contest their fuel when it gets capped by an engineer or rifle, but I really think crucial, it's the Vair players need to control their own fuel, and he's left his MG there. He's not trying to contest it, and I think he might regret that.
Well, he's trying to grab it with some pyos, but we got the engineers that just capped the fuel outside of the German base, and we're gonna have rifles there to support as well. At the same time, rifles stalling against these two Volks in the center. I'm guessing it's gonna be Volk MG sniper for Maccaronni as well.
Yep, here's the sniper from Maccaronni. Cloak now. Now, he's got his two Volks here in the middle. He's got his MG and sniper as a pair working up at the fuel. So there's a nice little combo there. Two Volks.
With this 4ES, the 4 engineer start from Aimstrong. Wire, not a problem. He's just cutting wire left and right. It doesn't matter how much wire you put up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's got
taking that always an engineer.
Doing a nice job there, and now Aimstrong, I feel Aimstrong is stalling now. I don't know. Now, because when we used to talk about strategies, when we used to talk about 4ES, the strategy was always 4ES, get bars ASAP, then get a sniper. That's what it was always about. So is he following that kind of trajectory?
Well, right now, I'm not sure if he's getting another rifle still, or if he's getting something else, but yeah, there's no engineers back at the base. Not doing anything so far.
Okay, now if you look at the map, Maccaroni really sitting on just a single sector right now. He doesn't even have the munitions next to his base, so it's, it's not a terrible position for a Vair player to be in, but it's not great. It's not great.
Well, his two Volks were forced off. They took a few casualties, not too many though. So, like Aimstrong played last game, he gave away sectors to basically neglect his opponent from getting the veterancy on his rifles by losing guys on his Volk squad, retreating earlier, giving him a sector or two instead of giving him lots of kills, causing himself manpower damage, or, giving away veterancy for the enemy rifles. But,
yeah, Aimstrong is a master at retaining manpower. That's his strong point. That's always been
his thing.
What he's been good at, is preventing
WSC
his opponent getting kills. WSC, okay, so he's going for the sniper. I guess he feels he doesn't need bars because he's already taken so much of the map. I guess getting bars at this point would be sort of overkill.
It's a double wire at the fuel outside of the German base.
That's a cute little thing.
Engineers found a small gap. I think they can get through that. I'm not sure.
That's a cute little thing.
Oh, yeah, he could get through it.
Again, I think that was actually one of Aimstrong's inventions in 2.602. Back when we were practicing a lot, it was around this time last year. We were, or in fact,
bars
more than a year ago. They're bars as
WSC
well.
and bars
sniper.
and flamers.
Ooh.
Everything at the same time here.
This
well,
could get really painful really quickly.
This could get very painful.
This
it
is
could
where the
end
lowered...
with one massive attack now. You know, the sniper comes out, gets the Wehrmacht sniper by a counter snipe. Flamers just pouring all over the place. Barred rifles coming in from every angle. It's just GG roll right there.
Well, this is where the lowered cost of rifleman reinforce is going to come into big play here as well, because it's obvious that Aimstrong is looking for an all-in here. So when he does his all-in, even if it fails, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt definitely, but it's not going to be the game-ending moment that it might have been in previous patch.
Quite a decent amount of mines laid from Aimstrong as well, so he's covering his territories. Just not going to give them away for free. Going to force Maccaronni to get a sweeper or take casualties on all these mines. I think it looks like Aimstrong is just setting up for something. I just don't know what yet.
He's just, well, he wants...
He's just waiting.
Wants
he wants the sniper.
I know what I'd be thinking if I was him right now. I'd be thinking, there's no point in me continuing to harass him when he's just sitting 3 feet outside his base MG, because you can't really flank him right now. His MG is so far back, it's not really flankable. He needs to let Maccaronni come out a little bit, take a little bit more territory, and then hit him.
Nice use of bar suppression up north against these grenadiers that just came out for Maccaronni. Getting rid of those. Protecting that fuel. Be even more annoying. Maccaronni is just not getting many sectors at all.
He's not getting any sectors, is he?
He's just not giving him anything for free. No, sir.
He's not
gonna
really
have to
getting
fight
any
for
munitions
every single
either.
sector.
And that's going to be a problem when it comes to laying mines and protecting himself from flanks.
Obviously, he doesn't have to worry, you know, about some fast M8 with the bars and the WSC and the triage and everything in Aimstrong's base. But he doesn't know that, so, you know, maybe he's trying to retain, you know, some munitions in case the M8 is going to be a follow-up to these quick bars, but it's not going to be that.
So we do have...
Either way, lack of munitions is not great.
No, lack of munitions is never a good thing for a Veer player. You can sort of... I don't know who it's worse for, really. I mean, you need flamers as US and you need mines as Veer, so it's not great for either side to be lacking munitions.
Well, we do have flamers for Aimstrong. He's not lacking no munitions at all, and we got mines from him as well. So, gonna be a massive flamer attack soon up here in the north. You know, Pyos, Grens capping the fuel, Grens fighting rifles, and suddenly 2 engineers just gonna show up with their flamers and just pour it all over these poor Grens. Bet 1 not gonna help you now.
Yeah, Bet 1 just
you can't regen this. Regen flames,
Ooh.
Grens.
Is a negative cover gonna lose him a Gren? Very close.
Wow.
I think this second Gren's gonna get a bit toasty now as well.
This second Gren's gonna get gimped. That's what's gonna happen right here. Double flamers. Retreating Grens. Looks
and
quite
even
hilarious.
now, he's still not going to be able to take back his fuel. That's the big problem. He's not going to be able to take out his fuel, which means he's not going to be able to get his Vet 2. He's going to be stuck with Vet 1 Grens and Vet 1 Volks, which really isn't going to help a whole lot against bars.
Ooh, Allied sniper just fishing now. He knows that that sniper is there. Engineer went down for Aimstrong on the right-hand side, but he knows the Allied sniper is there. There it is, or the Axis sniper is there. The Allied sniper is right next to him.
He's going to
stick
another
around.
shot. He might
there's going to be
that.
the double shot, and there's going to be the counter sniper. And he goes miss.
Was a miss indeed.
Now he's shown his hand, so he's going to get another opportunity sometime or start plugging away. I think it's going to... he's not going to plug away. Oh, recon!
Interesting, interesting. It does force a retreat from the sniper. I don't think he even got a shot off, did he?
No. Instant retreat from the Axis sniper, and he had backpedaled away a bit, so no harm done with that recon. But airborne choice for Aimstrong. Maybe talk a little bit about airborne.
Yeah, airborne had a bunch of changes made to it actually. Because Airborne never really got used a whole lot, and if it did get used, it was just for like base strafe, which is always a bit gimmicky. So now strafe has been changed. You can no longer use strafe in base sectors, so you can no longer do that slightly exploity thing of strafing the HQ. But to sort of counteract that and to make it useful in other ways, the paratroopers have been made slightly. They get their recoilless rifles upgrade a little bit faster. That was a really slow upgrade previously. Now it's the same speed as everything else. And airdropped AT guns now reinforce at a more normal rate. Previously they had something like 84 manpower per reinforce.
Yeah,
it was insane. It was obviously a bug. It was obviously a bug. You could see it in the files. So so that's been changed now. So now it's just a little bit more expensive than your average AT gun. To
obviously the crew members get
they're dropping out of the sky.
Yeah. So obviously you gotta pay something for the airdrop ability, but apart from that, not 80 plus manpower for one guy. Clearly a bug. So Maccaroni's starting to stabilize a bit, branching out. He's forced off Aimstrong a bit. He managed to survive both the recon and the counter snipe attempt from the allied sniper.
But Aimstrong's munitions must be insane. He must be sitting on so much right now.
It's gonna be a strafe
but
on the Volks.
Oh no, the Pyos.
The Pyos repairing the half track. There's no Pyos to put in the half track. It's completely defenseless now.
Oh no, nice position
nice
the
MG.
MG. Yeah, nice position the MG. Aimstrong's blob gonna get suppressed here. Where's that allied sniper gone?
Oh, he's there. He's just waiting.
Okay. He might just be able to save. Oh, nice move here by Maccaronni.
Pop in the half track and get out. But with a damaged engine,
oh no, he might regret that
on
actually.
Foot. It's gonna catch up with him.
If he loses both the MG and the half track, that's gonna be really bad.
Maybe he should have just retreated actually.
Oh dear.
Probably have been a better idea. Mega suppression out of control.
Oh no, it's driving forwards out of control as well.
MG's gonna pop out and instantly die most likely.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's a big loss to take, a very big loss. Now he's down to just, doesn't have an MG, that's a huge loss. He's got one Gren, 2 Volks and a sniper coming out now. This is really
needs that MG against all these barred rifles and flamers everywhere.
You know what amazes me? Aimstrong has not played a game of Vico in I don't know how long. Like since like a year ago, a solid 12 months, and yet he's still schooling players who've been playing like hours over the last couple of weeks. I mean, not to take anything away from Maccaronni, he's been putting in a great show, but Aimstrong is just showing that he's got some serious muscle.
It's muscle memory, man. You just don't forget that. It's still in your hands or whatever.
But even so, like, I mean, generally what tends to happen to me is if I take a long break, my macro gets better because I unlearn all the bad habits that I've gotten into. But my micro gets so much worse because you just get so slow. You've been not used to doing it. And, you know, stuff like he was telling me on Steam just before this started that when he was playing his round 2 game, he'd forgotten the hotkey to get out of buildings. He was doing it all with his mouse because he'd just forgotten. Like he went to go and get out of a building and he realized, I'm not quite sure what my hand's supposed to be doing right now.
How do I get out of this building right now? Not so sure. TD coming up in Aimstrong's base, almost finished. He manages to chase off a Vet 2 Grenadier up in the north, so he's going to be able to grab that munitions point and most likely the VP as well. So far, Aimstrong looking pretty comfy with 431 VPs remaining, 429 now, compared to Maccaroni's 300 or so. But yeah, Vet 2 Grens. But it basically all hangs on if he has gotten the AT that he needs when this TD starts producing something.
Nothing coming out of tier 2.
Nope, no pack.
He just put up a medic bunker though, so it looks like it's a bunker. Presumably it's going to turn into a medic bunker. So
Good counter against the airborne strafe.
Yes, actually, that's probably why he's done it.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
One zombie grants. Get 3 zombie grants.
So people are just asking me to talk more about the Wehrmacht changes. Right now, at this point in the game, there isn't a whole lot of stuff I can think of offhand that's actually been changed to Wehr early on. Besides, we talked about the bike changes against snipers. Bike's just a lot more effective now.
Officer?
The officer comes out the HQ now. We haven't seen the officer yet because there's no tier 3 tech, but when you tech tier 3, you can build the officer at the HQ. Pumas no longer do friendly fire. not a huge issue, but it was always kind of annoying when it did happen. So that no longer happens.
Keep shooting each other in the back for some reason.
Oh, and something I forgot to mention, one of the very first changes I made, I think it was in the very first patch of Elite Mod 0.1, when it was basically just like 6 bug fixes or something. There was no real substance to it. One of the first changes we made was actually making it so that KTs and Tigers no longer have a 5% chance of an instant tread break when they hit a mine from full health. That was like a really random thing that Relic put in as like a bit of historical accuracy to mimic the fact that KTs and Tigers were notoriously unreliable with their engines. But it was kind of cool in like from a single player perspective, but from a multiplayer perspective it was just flat out stupid. So we got rid of that.
Got rid of all the annoying massive RNG stuff like like
the really big RNG stuff that where one thing where it was not RNG. It was when things that were completely out of your control would happen and it would be game changing. That's the stuff that we really wanted to look at, and that was the really bum hand OMCG. That was something we changed quite early, and that was the KT thing. Stuff like that. There is just the same amount of RNG when it comes down to like small arms fights and stuff like that. But if your Gren loses against the rifle, it's unfortunate. But oh dear.
Rifle down.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Rifle
here we go. I can hear a tank.
Yeah, it's Sherman on the field now. So where's the AT, Maccaronni? You got to start producing something right now.
No AT.
Gonna be very problematic.
I would love to see a Croc though, because you know what? I'm not even being ironic. A Croc right now would be great. Like seriously, Crocs are good now, people. Crocs are damn good. You get a Croc now against this kind of tier 2 setup, he would. He would win. He would win. He would win. If he had gotten a Croc instead of a Sherman, he would win, I would say, because the Sherman Croc now has been designed so that it hard counters a player who sticks in tier 2 and just pumps out Vet 2 Grens. That's what it is really, really good at now. And so it should be. I mean, you pay a lot of fuel for it. You got to get tier 4 for it. You got to wait, a lot of time to get it. And
flame weapon.
It will lose to a Puma. It'll lose to a bike if you give it enough time. So, it's now very solid. It's a lot more reliable, the flame weapon. Not necessarily more damaging, but a lot more reliable.
So far, this German is completely uncountered from Maccaronni. I'm guessing he's got to be building a pack at least or something.
There is a pack on the way now.
Yeah, okay.
But he's sending it out to the left where the Sherman is. But yeah, he's just turned it back now because he realised he had no infantry.
No backup whatsoever.
He was going forward, and then you could just feel the pack crew going, nope, this is not a good idea. Oh my god.
Nice raid!
Oh no!
Snipe at the same time. Airborne value, people. This is like value town right here.
Oh no, he's just going to make sure he kills these medics and he's going to be gold. That was...
nice Gren grenade down in the south. Almost takes out the Vet 1 rifle, but the allied sniper there now completely unopposed with his counterpart, the Axis sniper down. These Grens are in a world of hurt.
Oh boy, that was really, really nasty. That was a lot of Grens, a lot of ults, and the sniper, Maccaronni, I think
brutalized.
You might be on your last legs here, mate.
And this medic bunker, still empty.
Yeah, still empty. He had 2 medics. They picked up casualties, but of course...
And then they died.
They got killed. I mean, the medic bunker, in theory, great counter to airborne strafe, in theory. But...
Well, the medics gotta survive, that's the problem.
The medics have to live between the 20 yards it takes from picking up the casualties to carrying them back to the station. And if they don't survive, then you don't get your Gren.
Now Maccaronni getting a bit desperate, sending out 2-man Gren squads with snipers on the field and Shermans that could potentially one-hit a 2-man squad quite easily.
Yeah,
flamer crits as well. Very dangerous, but obviously he needs territories. He's gonna need the VPs. He's been training Aimstrong a little bit. He's down to 383 now, compared to Maccaroni's 264, so it's been going quite slowly, mostly battling the past few minutes. Not much territory grabbing going on. This Sherman though, only 4 kills, but it's a big problem because it can go anywhere on the map fairly rapidly, chase off whatever is there, kill whatever is there, And the pack is just gonna be forced to run all over the place.
Yeah,
Just
he's not
not
going to
gonna
be
be-
able to kill the Sherman, certainly. I mean, he's got his tier 3 now up. He does have Sturm Armory, but
Oh! I thought the Sherman was gonna get the Volt Squad, but actually the sniper. Two shots.
It's that nasty double shot that comes after like the 7th or 8th shot.
I thought it was only for the Axis snipers. Is that for the allied snipers as well?
I think it might be.
I'm not sure.
I did have
this
some,
rifle
some
though,
requests
he's
to
playing
change that.
very risky with his rifles. He's gonna lose this squad. Definitely. Yeah, there we go.
Ooh.
Sniped.
Headshot, yeah. Well, I guess he can afford to lose it, even though it's not great to be losing any units. But and actually, we have a medic here who might get back to base.
You're actually going to be able to pick something up.
Yeah, he might be, unless Aimstrong sees it.
No, Aimstrong's just gonna let this guy live.
Yep, he's gonna let it go.
One poor medic allowed to live. Scouting with his allied sniper. Vet 2 is gonna take a shot at Axis sniper uncloaked. He doesn't get him
he's
though,
playing
and
a
now
risky
he's
game.
stuck. He's gonna he's trying to use the little bit of cloak uncloak
nice
trick.
grenade, nice grenade! Beautifully placed grenade.
And he doesn't know where the sniper is. He doesn't know.
Oh,
Gwen
he
goes
kills the
down.
Gwen.
Sniper rage, tunnel vision for Maccaronni. You just gotta light up that allied sniper, get the counter snipe in, and start just battering all of these rifles. No go. An Axis sniper is found. Prop ward to save his ass though.
He should have let them
Brutal.
go, actually. There was a mine right there he could have let them hit.
So technically now with Vet
Did I
1
just hear
allied
Paras?
sniper, maybe it was, I'm not paying attention. Vet 2 allied sniper is going to be able to light up the Axis sniper. There we go.
Oh, missed.
Nope,
Missed.
not this time though.
No, no dice. Yeah, when it's just one sniper, that hasn't really changed. That dynamic isn't really any different. One sniper versus one sniper is pretty much the same as you remember it from 2.602. There is still a very strong chance you're going to miss.
So Stug is out now.
Oh, no, strafe right now, strafe right now. No, down the road. Maybe he doesn't,
Waiting
he
for
doesn't have
something.
munitions.
I guess not. He's waiting for something. I'm not exactly sure. He just wanted to see if there was a pack backing up this Stug, or if he could go in for the circle strafe with the M10. But with a sticky, 2 nice frontal penetrations on the Stug, immobilized.
Oh,
The pack
dear.
is there. M10 doesn't get a clear shot on the Stug and fires on the Grens instead, just because of that little stupid shit.
Oh, nice grenade.
Brutal
again.
grenade. German player's
think-
getting boxed in again.
Yeah, Maccaroni's definitely on his last legs here. He's got nothing really to fight
Pio
what he now
down.
faces.
Pack opens up on the Sherman, just gonna back away.
Oh, he's going to get probably a Vet 2 rifle here from the Stug kill. Yep.
Nice.
Vet 2 rifle as they retreat.
Very nice.
That's probably going to seal the deal here, but Maccaroni's going to stay in it. But oh, look at those VPs though, down to 132.
Triple cap goes very, very quickly. All of a sudden you have 0 left. You're just gonna get on the field and get the VPs as fast as possible. If you don't, it's just over. So quickly.
Nice grenade dodge there by Aimstrong.
Very nice.
Really.
Fishing for the counter snipe again. Aimstrong here with his Vet 2 allied sniper, just waiting for it. Gonna stick around with his rifle. Oh, here comes
there we
the
go
recon,
again.
and
Oh,
the allied
missed.
sniper doesn't get a counter snipe yet again. I think he fired just a bit
He needs
too
to
early.
shoot this medic.
No, he's gonna shoot the medic. Allied sniper just taking aim. Shoots him in the
I
back.
mean,
The
he's to shoot
second
the medic.
moves
That's going to
out.
pick up the medic.
Now he's gonna pick up the Gren that the medic was carrying. Through the medic guy.
Oh yeah, the medic is dead.
The medic's dead, yeah, he got headshotted by the sniper. You can't
The
say
grenade-
that.
the- Wow, how lucky would you feel if you were being carried by a medic and someone shot the medic? You'd be like, thank the Lord that they're not paying attention to the Geneva Convention.
So, a new Stug. There is.
I always feel
Herman.
that Vet Zero Stokes look so...
You know what, Tommy? Train's happening.
Oh dear,
Train
it's
is happening.
Oh,
Oh, that's snipe by the Stug.
oh, strafe.
This is strafe.
He got the sniper. He got the sniper.
Sniper dead. Almost a full
Sniper
Gwen
down.
squad.
Yeah, it's nasty. He's gonna give him a Gren squad though, for free.
Okay, so
So it's
But
not
it's
a
still-
complete loss. And once again, the theory that a med bunker always pays for itself is proven. Med bunkers always pay for themselves.
once again, the pack there is really protecting this Stug, which is doing something. He's going for the crush on the allied sniper. I think that's his
can't seem to kill that pack
Not
crew.
going to destroy the engine though. Not going to be crushing nothing. M10 goes down.
There we go.
Pack gets sniped out. He might get this Vet 2 sniper on retreat with the Gren squad. But without the pack, this Sherman now completely unopposed. And there's new M10 as well, going to go in for the crush. Instant retreat from the Grens. The sniper gets away with half health from Aimstrong. And these tanks are just going to push straight through. And he targets the medics.
Goodbye, medics. Oh, they've not had a good time today.
That's just cruel, Aimstrong. That's just cruel. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, this game is over. Maccaronni is going to be knocked out. That's going to see Aimstrong through to the semi-finals. This is a man who has been in more semi-finals than I could count on the fingers of one hand.
Well, the VPs are stopped. So technically, there's still a possibility to come back from this.
Well, there's always a possibility.
There's always a possibility.
There's always a possibility, but
I
I'd
don't know
say
about that.
it's a very, very slim one. Given
Very
that Maccaronni
slim.
actually has no AT. Not just he has no AT, but he has literally no anti-tank.
Second Sherman on the field from Aimstrong as well. That's gonna seal the deal. There's just no way. He's gonna crush with it, kill the Grens with the main gun. Whatever works, just get rid of
Surely
them.
Mac must throw in the towel now. There goes the medic bunker. These tanks can just roll into the base. And
Yeah,
sit there.
he could.
Oh, he was waiting for the
Aimstrong, just
KT.
roll.
He was waiting for the KT.
Ooh. 2 Shermans and an M10 against 1 KT. Still fairly good.
Well, he's just
For
hamstrung
Aimstrong.
himself, hasn't he? He's not going to be
Yeah.
able to reinforce any of his Grens.
No backup. No, he really needs like a pack backup for the KT.
Well, I think the KT's enough AT on its own. He's just he needs more infantry. Like he needs more.
Well,
More
with 3
infantry,
tanks, he's just gonna be surrounded, and the KT just can't defend itself.
Oh no, these
It's not
Grens
possible.
are.
They're flash frozen in time.
They got shell shock.
It's just
There we
that
go.
one guy that decided to stick around to shoot 1 bullet at these engineers.
It snapped him out of it.
He had Vietnam flashbacks, I think, from the future in the past. How the fuck does that work?
Vietnam flashbacks 30 years before.
How does that work? So the KT on the field now for Maccaronni, and I'm pretty sure that Aimstrong's just gonna go, yeah, KT, yeah.
Oh.
You're not going to be able to reinforce these squished Grens. Hold on a second.
Oh, that's a bombing run. That's a bombing run coming in now.
Oh, I haven't seen that juicy thing. Wow, it takes the sniper on retreat with the last
Oh,
missile.
does it? Oh, it took the
Yeah,
sniper
the
out.
sniper, the Axis sniper. It was brand new, and what happens is basically he took a shell to the face
Oh,
and
boy.
instantly died. And now look at his KT. It's just getting stuck on the scenery. Germans just
Oh,
playing
look
with
at
him,
this.
toying with him.
Airdropped AT gun there as well.
Airdropped AT gun. Airborne. It's back, baby.
It is. Aimstrong is making good use of it.
I'm going to throw in the towel. GG, Aimstrong 2-0, completely, brutally murdered. I have to say.
Annihilation.
Yeah, what happened?
Absolutely. I mean, Maccaronni put up a tremendous fight, but
He played so well in both games, especially
did.
in his first US game. It looked like, Aimstrong's toast, it's over. He's got no territories. He lost every single engagement in the early game. It's just, there's no way out of this. And all of a sudden, no manpower casualties. He just denied all the manpower casualties for Maccaronni. He retreated all of his Volks, his Grens, whatever, started vetting them up, and then all of a sudden, he just rolled back into the game from nowhere. And then this game, I don't know. Airborne, that has always been basically like the third choice for every American player. It's like infantry, armor, airborne. Aimstrong just goes against the tide and chooses airborne. Uses strafe, gets a sniper, a Volk squad, bombing run that does quite a bit of damage to a KT, kills the sniper on retreat, several Grens killed, using the recon run to, legit map hack. Airborne, it's back.
yeah. Although it's worth mentioning actually as well that that bombing run you saw there. I mean, bombing run gets so infrequently used that I wouldn't be surprised if nobody noticed any difference at all. But normally, bombing run only drops 4 rockets, which means that you always have this chance that all of your rockets were gonna miss. So the way that we've changed that now in Elite Mod is now 8 rockets get dropped, and there's less space in between those rockets. But those rockets do half damage each. So basically, the upshot of all those changes is that Bombing Run now does more or less even damage across the spread. You can still get unlucky and sort of miss, like, if there's a very thin vehicle, like, I don't know what's a thin vehicle, a Puma, for example.
Yeah.
You might miss it, but you are much more likely to get a much more even spread.
It's just less RNG once again.
Yeah.
That's basically what you've been aiming for this mod, because I can't really take any credit for Elite Mod. You told me about this ID, and I said, yeah, roll with it. Just spearhead this project. Go with it. You want me to cast? I'll show up. I'll cast. We get some other guys together. We'll cast some games. We'll throw a tournament. Throw some cash into the mix to give some incentive to the players. Whatever. But this is really your brainchild or whatever, with the help of several other community members. I know Colaris has helped you quite a bit as well.
Yeah, he
and,
did quite
obviously
a lot.
Elijah, who made the M10 model, and Corny, one of the modders for OMG mod and stuff, came in and helped a little bit as well. So major props to all of you guys.
Yeah, it's been.
So now we'll start fishing for some replays, I guess, because obviously when it comes to live, you gotta catch them in the act or whatever.
Yeah, we had to sort of hold them up for half an hour, give them a half-hour comfort break, and then we came back and casted them. So those were the live games. We really today for the live cast was just really a test run. Tomorrow we're going to do the whole finals series live. All best of 5 games. That whole best of 5 series for the finals are going to be completely live. The semis we might do non-live. We may do one of them live, but we may also do them just by replays. But then we will do the whole final series live as we did today, and that'll be the full map list rotation. If it goes to all 5 games, you'll see Angoville, Semwa, and Longra in observer mode. So that's gonna be really cool. But for tonight, we're gonna cast some more games, and they're just gonna be from the replays. So do stick around, and we will be back very soon.